There are moments no one sees. Moments where you almost speak, but stop yourself at the last second. Moments where your heart beats faster, your mind races, and a quiet voice inside you says, "Don't." Moments where you replay conversations in your head, imagining what you could have said, what you should have said, but didn't. Moments where you scroll through other people's lives, watching them show up confidently, share their thoughts, take risks, and you sit there wondering, why does it seem so easy for them, but so hard for me? You're not lazy, you're not incapable, you're not lacking ambition, but somewhere along the way, you learn to hesitate, to doubt, to shrink. And the most painful part? It's not that you don't want more. It's that a part of you has started to believe, maybe I'm just not that person. So you stay quiet, you stay safe, you stay in your comfort zone even when it slowly eats at you. But what if the problem isn't who you are? What if the problem is what you've been through? What if I told you, you don't lack confidence, you've just been hurt, conditioned, shaped by moments that taught you, it's safer not to try. And today, we're going to change that. Not with hype, not with empty motivation, but by rebuilding your confidence from the ground up. Welcome to Mindset Bloom, where growth isn't rushed, it's cultivated. This isn't about becoming someone else. This is about becoming someone you can finally trust. The invisible damage. Confidence doesn't disappear overnight. It fades quietly, gradually, almost invisibly. It starts with small moments, moments you didn't think mattered at the time. Maybe you spoke up once, and people laughed. Maybe you tried something new, and failed in front of others. Maybe someone important to you criticized you, dismissed you, made you feel small. And in those moments, your brain made a decision, not consciously, but deeply. It said, let's not go through that again. Let's avoid that feeling. Let's stay safe. So you adapted. You became quieter, more cautious, more aware of how you might be perceived. You started overthinking everything, replaying conversations, second-guessing yourself, not because you're weak, but because you learned something powerful. Being seen can hurt. This is what most people don't understand. Your lack of confidence is not a flaw. It's a defense mechanism. This idea is explored in The Mountain Is You, where self-sabotage is actually self-protection in disguise. You didn't choose to doubt yourself. You were trained to. Every negative experience added a layer. One rejection, one failure, one embarrassing moment. And over time, those layers became your identity. I'm not confident. I'm not good at this. I can't do that. But here's the truth. That's not who you are. That's what you learned. And anything learned can be unlearned. The lie that keeps you stuck. There's one belief that keeps people trapped for years. I need confidence before I act. So you wait. You wait to feel ready. You wait to feel sure. You wait to feel different. But that moment never comes, because confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after. Think about it. You didn't become confident at walking before you took your first step. You didn't become confident at speaking before you spoke. Confidence is built through experience, through repetition, through doing. This is a core idea in Atomic Habits. Your identity is shaped by what you repeatedly do. Not what you think, not what you plan, but what you do. Every time you avoid something, you reinforce fear. Every time you hesitate, you strengthen doubt. But every time you act, even slightly, you weaken that fear. You send a new message to your brain. Maybe I can do this. And that's how confidence begins. Inside you, there are two voices. One voice says, go for it, try, speak, take the risk. The other voice says, what if you fail? What if they judge you? What if it goes wrong? And most of the time, the second voice wins, not because it's right, but because it's louder. And it's louder because it's been repeated more. Your brain is wired for survival, not success. So when something feels uncertain, your brain treats it like danger, and it tries to protect you by stopping you. That's why you procrastinate, why you overthink, why you hesitate. Not because you're incapable, but because your brain is trying to keep you safe. But here's the truth. Safety doesn't build confidence. Action does. There comes a moment in every person's life where something shifts. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's quiet, but powerful. It's the moment you get tired, not physically, but emotionally. Tired of watching others move forward, holding yourself back, playing small. Tired of knowing you're capable of more, but not acting on it. In that moment, you stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What if I stay like this forever?" Because staying the same starts to hurt more than trying. And that's where change begins. Not in confidence, but in decision. A decision that says, "I don't care if it's uncomfortable. I don't care if I'm not ready. I'm doing this anyway." That decision is the foundation of confidence. You don't rebuild confidence all at once. You rebuild it step by step. Step 1. Start smaller than your fear. Confidence grows from small wins. If speaking up scares you, say one sentence. If starting something scares you, do it for 5 minutes. Make it so small, you can't fail. Step 2. Keep one promise to yourself daily. Confidence is built on self-trust. And self-trust is built by doing what you say you'll do. Start small. I'll wake up at this time. I'll go for a short walk. I'll complete this task. Then do it. Every time you follow through, you rebuild trust in yourself. Step 3. Redefine failure. Failure is not proof you're not good enough. It's proof you're trying. Every confident person you admire has failed more than you see. The difference? They didn't stop. This connects to self-efficacy from the 6 pillars of self-esteem. Confidence comes from proving to yourself that you can act and survive. Step 4. Act while afraid. Fear doesn't disappear, but you can move with it. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It's action despite fear. Step 5. Stop comparing yourself. Comparison destroys confidence. Because you're comparing your reality to someone else's highlight reel. Focus on your progress. Step 6. Build evidence. Confidence is built on proof. Track your small wins. Remind yourself, I'm improving, I'm changing. Step 7. Stay consistent. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Because confidence is built over time. The identity shift, at some point, something changes. You stop saying, "I wish I was confident," and you start saying, "I show up." Not perfectly, not fearlessly, but consistently. And that's when confidence becomes part of who you are. Final message. Listen carefully. You are not behind. You are not incapable. You are not just that person. You are someone who learned to hold back because trying became painful. But that version of you is not permanent. You can rebuild. You can grow. You can become someone you're proud of, not overnight, but step by step. So today, take one action you've been avoiding, just one. Because confidence doesn't start with a feeling. It starts with a decision. This is Mindset Bloom, where you don't just grow, you become.